Hi, this is Sue at Sue Got Your Back. Welcome to my channel. If you like to subscribe, just look at the little Pilates icon in the corner. Today, I'm going to do an exercise sequence a little bit for osteoporosis actually on the mat. And I'm dedicating this to my grandniece, Eden, who is interested in Pilates, never done it before. So I'm going to do some really basic exercises. I have my wedge here today to protect my back. If you don't have back issues, you don't need a wedge. That's just for osteoporosis to give a little extra protection to the back as we do the different exercises. We're going to go ahead and just do some basics here first. First thing I always talk about with my clients is positioning of your back and your spine. So I want you to know what neutral is. To how to find it, you're going to put your fingers at like this diamond shape. And then you're going to take these fingertips, put them right on your pubic bone. And so the thumbs end up around the belly button. Now you're going to go ahead and you're going to tip that pelvis, tip the pubic bone up. And you'll feel your back kind of goes towards the mat. That would be an imprint position, or which you can see posterior pelvic tilt. Then I'm going to have you tilt it the other way. Take the pubic bone, put it down towards the mat, and the thumbs of the belly button should come up. Your back should arch. That's more of a kyphotic curve or anterior tilt of the pelvis. And then we're going to make the fingertips and the thumb neutral by putting them at the same plane, level. Now, when you're level like this, then the pelvis is level or neutral spine. Your spine should have just a little, be able to get your hands underneath there just a little bit. This cushion has taken up some of that too. You could put a towel roll underneath if you want to protect your back a little bit more. Now we're going to do some abdominal breathing. That's another thing. When I talk about a stable pelvis, this is how you get it while you're doing the exercises. You're going to go ahead and take your fingertips, put them on these bones right here, the ASIS bones. They're part of your pelvis, the front part. And so your fingertips are going toward your belly button. You're going to take an inhale and exhale. Pull that belly button towards the spine. Inhale, exhale, and you're activating those inner abs. You can feel that pull in. Inhale, exhale. You can even lift the pelvic floor a little bit. So like you're holding off that you don't want to go to the bathroom. You can pull that in, get that whole core activated if you'd like. And it's going to help pull that rib cage down a little bit. So inhale, exhale, everything pulls in here. Going to learn how to keep that position now by doing just a little warm-up exercise called toe taps. Teach you about this position here. We're going to pick one foot up and put it in what is called a tabletop position. As you can see, the top part of the shin is parallel to the floor, and this is perpendicular to the floor. Now, if I bring this in, I'm not using my abs that much. When I bring it out, I'm using my abs more. That's the connection. So we're going to go ahead and lift the other leg up. Both are in tabletop, so now my abs are active. It's real important to keep that spine in that neutral position. Then we're going to go ahead, take an inhale to prepare, exhale, and tap that down. And switch. So inhale when they come up, exhale when you tap. And that's to keep the pelvis nice and steady, abs active as I'm extending, so I can keep that neutral spine. So I'm just tapping and tapping. Good. You can do a few more. You can continue on with more of those if you'd like, or you can go right ahead and go into the 100s. 100s are one of the basic Pilates exercises. Now I keep my legs in that tabletop position, and I'm going to take my arms and bring them down nice and long. So I'm really reaching long. Now, for folks that don't have osteoporosis, you can lift your head up and your top of your head's towards the ceiling. And it's like an orange is underneath your chin. I'm going to keep my head down. And I'm going to go ahead and pat that water, inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to add a little bit with my foot. I'm going to flex as I inhale and extend as I exhale. Flex as I inhale. Extend as I exhale. Flex, reaching nice and long, bringing my rib cage towards my pelvis, and inhaling and exhaling, and inhale, and exhale. Oh, bring those knees in right there. Get that nice stretch. Right? Now, the next exercise in this classical sequence is rollover. So we're going to do a modified rollover. We're just going to roll to the side, and we could come on up here. And then I'm scooting back to here. So I can just go back a little bit. So now I'm not really, it's not a lot of pressure on my abs. I can roll over here. And keeping a flat back now, folks that don't have osteoporosis, you want to tuck the bottom underneath and roll back. Here, I'm just going to keep my back flat and come down here. That's all there is to it. So I really need a good core to keep my back flat. Let me roll over and inhale. And then exhale here, but keeping that nice flat back. Like I said, if you don't have osteoporosis, you can curl and do one vertebrae all the way down till you get to the back. And then we'll come up here. Again, hold it up here. Keep that abs active and go ahead, come down. Good. Now we'll go ahead and we're going to come on up for that spine stretch forward. Actually, we're going to go here and do our single leg circles. So we're going to go ahead and bring that leg up, one leg toward the ceiling, and I'm going to go ahead and stretch the knee. All right, and my hamstring nice and ready. My other leg is grounded into the ground. And then we'll circle, inhale, and exhale. Now this is where you work on that pelvic stability right here, trying to keep that pelvis nice and stable as I circle. Just 3 each way. You can do small circles and large circles if you'd like. Exhale when you cross over, inhale when you bring it up, and then carefully bring that leg down. And then the other leg comes up. And bring that leg to the ceiling and stretch. So you can get that nice straight leg. And then I'll go ahead, exhale. And inhale, exhale. And inhale, exhale. And then the other way. Warming up yet? Good. All right. Then we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and take our spine stretch forward. So I'm going to go ahead and roll up and go ahead from here and just now to stretch forward is just my legs are going to open up and I'll bring that head forward and then sit up nice and tall. I'm going to exhale and I can hinge forward and then sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulder blades come down on my back. My palms are facing the floor. Inhale, exhale, inhale, come up. Good. And then from here, I'll go into my rolling like a ball, but I'm not going to roll. I'm just going to bring my legs up here and put my hands underneath. And we're just going to balance. Just work on that balance. And you can work on a little flexion and extension of your low back. Just flexion and extension. So normally this exercise would be where you roll back. Now I can grab here too, and it becomes a little harder to work on that flexion and extension, just working that a little bit. Just a gentle flexion and extension. Then I'm going to go ahead and get ready for single leg stretch. I'm going to put my hand on the inside hand on the inside, outside hand on the outside, and I'm going to go ahead and roll back just to my wedge and have my legs straight. Bring my head down, and I'm going to just go ahead and switch. Now normally, again, your head would be up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling and inhaling and double leg stretch. And I'm going to bring my legs out and circle. Just a little bit. Now I can shorten the range here so I can keep my back stable. Okay? So normally you could bring your legs further out straight, more at a 45-degree angle. I'm bringing it more straight up to the ceiling as we go here. Good. And now I'm going to go ahead and roll over. And we'll go ahead from here and move that out of the way here. And we'll do a little bit of swan. Go ahead and roll over here. I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to have my legs parallel, a little wide. And my hands are going to, you could put your hands by your head. You could put your hands by your shoulders, is one way. So I'm going to put them right now by my head because I also have a Harrington rod, so it makes it a little tricky. And then I'm going to take that inhale, prepare. I'm going to get my abs ready. You want to protect your abs. Now, this is an extension exercise, so it's good for osteoporosis, but a lot of pressure on your back. So you want to make sure that your abs are active as you lift your head and watch like you're looking at a marble roll across the floor. Shoulders, try to keep your shoulders down. Bring the body up. Now, the full swan is, I have to move my hands out and do it, is where you're more up all the way. Obviously, I can't really get there, but you can work on it with the rod. So I'm just going to here, extension. Then I'm going to go ahead and come right here for our single leg kick. And you're going to take your feet now, get my legs nice and long. And I'm going to take the foot that's closest to the video camera here and flex my foot. And I straighten it. My shoulders, try to keep my shoulders down. Flex my foot and straighten it. Now when I'm flexing, I'm inhale, and straight. Inhale, and straight. Inhale, and straight. Inhale, and straight. Inhale, and straighten. Inhale, and straighten. Inhale, straighten. One more. Inhale, straighten. Now I'm going to go ahead and do double leg kick. So my hands, I'm going to interlock my hands. My one hand is going to go in the other. One palm is going to go in the other. Elbows are down onto the mat. My head is turned. Now I'm going to take both legs and kick them, bring them towards my sit bones. 1, 2, 3. And I straighten my legs, straighten arms, lift my head, neck, and chest. Turn my head the other way, bring those arms down, and then again, kick. 1, 2, 3, straighten my legs and arms, lift my head, neck, and chest, and turn. Now I'm going to inhale, straighten arms and legs, and bring them back down. Inhale, straighten arms and legs, and back down. Good, again, and 1, 2, 3, lift up, straighten my arms and legs. Good, so sniffing breaths. Sniff, activate my abs, and lengthen, and back down. Good, now I'm going to go and roll to the side. Come on up. And we're going to go ahead and just do a little leg, modify our open leg rocker. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead here, and I'm skipping saw at this point because I can't really twist. So we're going to go ahead right into open leg rocker, and this is a similar exercise as far as the balance. I can hold my legs here, and with open leg rocker, I can be as nice and straight and just work right here. So I can keep my back straight and work head in line with my spine and just work this and balance. I'm still working my core. Okay, and if I wanted to get more advanced, grab the outside of my legs and work here. Just pointing and flexing. Pointing, flexing, just like that. And then carefully put my legs down, come down, and then we'll go right into our side leg series. So I can go ahead. Now I'm going to go to the back of my mat, right here. And I'm going to just put my hand on my head and my other hand right here. My feet go towards the front of the mat. Let me move my little wedge here so you can see my feet in the front of the mat, like so. There we go. This is active right here. So I'm pushing kind of my bottom leg is really straightening out. And I'm just relaxing my head here. I can put a little pressure here to help activate my abs. So this is lifted, right? So your top leg, now you're going to go ahead, point, and bring it up, and exhale down. Inhale, and exhale down. Inhale, exhale down, 3 and 4. And think about drawing, have a paintbrush on your foot, and you're just drawing that line, really reaching to paint paint that other wall that's by your foot. And then we're going to hover that top leg and bring the bottom leg up. That's a little harder. 4. Exhale when you come up. And good. And then we'll put that leg back down, flex the bottom foot so it's nice and active, and do some circles. Little circles again, pointing, making that nice little round ball shape on that wall, and reverse it. And you could do about 6 of these, 6 to 8. And then we'll go ahead and we'll lay on our belly, and we're going to do some heel beats right here. So take your arms next to your side, kick those heels together. Getting those glutes active. And then we'll come up. I'm going to come this way so we can do the other side, but you would just roll over. Get a bit back to your edge of your mat back here, right here. And we got the front feet on the front edge. My elbows down here now. Again, if you want to bump it up a little bit, you could bring one hand here, so lightly on your head. I think it's, for a beginner, this is a good place to be. My elbows forward. All right, so that bottom leg's nice and active. The rib cage is lifted. My hands in front of that rib cage. And ready, and draw that line on the wall. Just pointing, really reaching. Exhaling and inhale. So like, don't just flop down, actively pull down, actively reach. Good, hover, and then bring your bottom leg up. Inhale, exhale. Good, put that leg down, and let's do those circles again. Actively reach. When I really reach, I could feel the rib cage lifting there underneath. And reverse. Good job. Good. All right, then. We are going to go ahead and come back up. And right here, we're going to go down the road a little bit here and just do some quadruped work. So I'm going to have you take an inhale, exhale, lift here. Inhale, exhale, lift here. And make sure my head's in line with the spine. And make sure my hips are over my knees. My wrists and shoulders are in line. Try not to shift my pelvis. Just lifting. And then we're going to go ahead and reach. So reach an arm. Reach an arm. Reach an arm. Really try not to shift. Keep your pelvis as level as possible. Now, arm and leg. Arm and leg. Arm and leg. Arm and leg. Good job. All right. We're going to come back to our side. Now. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit side hover. Let's go ahead. Bring our arm here and bring it up. Side hover. So your butt is towards the back of the mat. Your arm is here. And you're just bringing that up. And up. Side hover. 3. And 4. And hold it. Good. Good. And then bring it back down. And we'll switch other direction. So like I said, we're just doing some basic little pre-Pilates work here. All right. Again, knees are bent. Side hover up. 1, 2, 3. Good. And 4. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And come back down. Good. We're going to go on our back a little bit now for some with our just a pre-back plank. This is the pre-back plank. So you're just bringing your shoulder blades down. free back plank. So a lot of this is pre-Pilates work now. We're going to go ahead and get ready for a modified back plank right here. And we're going to go ahead and march a little. Try to keep that pelvis nice and stable. Marching, getting up. Really tuck that body. Now we're working out.